Hello and welcome to this reading. I hope you're all well. Welcome back to those of you who've been here before, and a brand new welcome to those of you who haven't. My name is Dylan, and today we're going to be pulling some cards to see what wants to come through for you at this time. Now, this is a timeless reading, so that means that you will be receiving these messages at just the right time for you. So let's go ahead and pull some cards. I'm already feeling a kind of strong energy coming through with this reading, so really interested to see what comes through. Yes, okay. So we've got Five of Bows, Empowerment. This is a very strong, very potent card, definitely coming through with strong warrior energy. I'm really feeling that club and that bow and just this sense of moving forwards and moving on and pushing on. Also a kind of feeling of fighting for what's right, and I'm getting that as a sense of you fighting for what's right for you. So, you know, what's right and what's wrong is very personal to us in terms of how we live our lives, and I'm just getting this sense that you've come to a point, it's almost like you're at a precipice. You're at a point where you're about to tip over into fully living your life the way that you want to live it. Now, this is going to take a lot of self-belief, a building of confidence, and that's where this warrior energy is coming through. So you need to be calling on that warrior spirit that's within you, that archetype. You need to bring that to the fore to be able to garner the strength that you need in order to move forwards, because whatever this is, whatever you're moving towards means a great deal for you, and there's a lot of fire behind it. This is the Five of Bows, which is the Five of Wands. It's a fire suit. And so all of this surging energy that's coming through, it could feel like fire. It could feel very passionate. And you might not quite understand why it has all of a sudden surged through, come through to the surface or come up to the surface. Maybe you've had a time of rest and reflection. Maybe you've had a long time where you've actually felt more inwards, or you've been in and out. But what I'm feeling at this time is that it's like a bubbling up, a rising up of this energy that really wants to be expressed. So there's a lot of creative energy here as well. Fire can be very creative. It's also very transformative. So there's this bright spark that wants to show up in your life at the moment. So really harness that, really check in with how you can encourage yourself to be more, I don't want to use the words warlike, because it's not about war, it's not about aggression and fighting, but there is this warrior quality, really, really strong, powerful energy that's coming through. And I feel like perhaps this is something that you have squashed or pushed down over the years. Perhaps you didn't feel that it was accepted by other people. Maybe you didn't feel as though you had the space to be excited and to be driven and to be passionate. Maybe you were hushed or silenced or quietened down when you were younger, or through various situations in your life, either through jobs or relationships, even friendships. I'm just getting this sense of a kind of pushing down, feeling suppressed, and now a lot of this is rising to the surface, and it feels like a very ancient power. And I spoke about this recently in another timeless reading that I did, talking about ancient gifts, coming to the surface, and this is definitely following on from that reading, so go and look at that one if that resonates. But there's more of a warrior energy with this, whereas that reading was more magical, I would say, in nature. So let's see what else you have to work with. The Moon on Water, which is the moon in the traditional tarot. Now this will be fears. This will be fears coming to the surface, rising up from your subconscious. These will be maybe the things that you tell yourself, the reasons why you can't do something. You may tell yourself that you're too scared to do it, or you may feel that you're not qualified, or that you're just not ready. I feel like that's quite a big one. The mind and the fears that come up could be telling you that you're not ready to do whatever it is that you're feeling to do. I'm saying, and this card is saying that you are actually ready to do what you need to do and what you feel to do. The reason that you're ready at this time is because you have more of this energy available to you. So even if these fears, even if these doubts do come to the surface, you can move straight through them. You don't have to let these fears stop you from doing what it is that you feel is right for you to do. Dreams, I'm getting a sense of messages coming through in dream time. So if you have a dream journal, then definitely write down what comes through to you in your dreams, the symbology, figure that out. What does that mean to you? If you don't have a dream journaling practice, I highly recommend starting that, especially at this time. Because as I'm recording this video, I'm just getting this sense of all of these dreams kind of floating around, and this is twofold. So you've got dreams that are the things that you dream of doing, your wishes, your desires, but there are also dreams in your mind that are things percolating through the night. And so these clues, I want to say these clues are coming through that you can piece together, and they're going to help you to forge your way forwards with whatever it is that you feel so impassioned about, whatever it is that you want to pursue. There's a path being laid out ahead of you, and I'm seeing signposts, and these signposts could come through your dreams. So there's a real surge that I'm feeling. Yeah, don't let these fears hold you back, because you feel excited and passionate for a reason. Whatever it is that's I kind of want to say turning you on at the moment, whatever it is that's like really lighting your fire and switching you on and wanting you to move forwards, there's a reason for that being there. It's a part of your makeup, it's a part of who you are, it's a part of your purpose here in life. And there's a buzzing energy, and I'm getting it right the way through my body, through my arms. So feel into that in your own energy field. Feel into whether you can tap into this vibrant, almost like fizzy energy that's coming through. Okay, so we've got two cards here. We've got the Page of Vessels, which is the otter, and we've also got the Seven of Stones, which is healing. Okay, so what I'm getting from this is healing through play, and also creating through play as well. Whatever it is that's calling to you at this time, it feels that it's related to work, related to purpose, like your reason for being here. Also a way that you can be in service to others. This is related to healing, healing of the self, healing of others, and the two go hand in hand. A good healer, a genuine healer, will have done their own inner work, will have done their own healing, and they'll still be on that journey. A good healer, a real healer, authentic healer is never going to say, I'm fully healed, I've done all of my work, because that doesn't exist. We're always on the path, and we're on a spiral path, getting closer and closer to ourselves. So there's this sense here that you are here to do something big, and that's what you're feeling within yourself. It is tied to purpose and work. However, it's also tied to play, because what you're here to do, what you're genuinely here to do, what lights you up, feels like play. There will be elements of work to it, there will be difficult times and challenges, but at the same time, it can feel like flow, it can feel like play. Yes, you will need rest from time to time. We all need rest, regardless of what we're doing, regardless of how much something lights us up. We still need to take time out, especially if you're in a healing role, if you're working as someone who is in service to others, to help others heal. But this otter is here to remind you to play, to get into the flow of things. If you've ever seen an otter swimming, they're very, very graceful, very quick, and that's what I'm getting the sense of here as well. It's almost like you cutting through the water in the way that an otter would, cutting through these fears, these old subconscious things that are coming to the surface that are trying to pull you back. This warrior spirit within you isn't going to allow that to happen. I feel like you've come so far now that it just wouldn't make any sense to allow any of this to stop you. You're very sure, you're very certain of what it is that you are meant to do. Even if you don't know the exact practical details of how to do it, you know in your heart what it is that you're here to do. So you'll notice that in this card as well, there's a warrior lying down on the ground, and he's being healed by this green figure, this green man or woman, and they are holding space for this warrior. So what I'm getting from this is that you do have to remember that you are not, you don't have infinite amounts of energy in a day. And so even if you feel passionately driven to do all of the things in one day because you're very passionate about your work, do remember that you have a physical body, and do remember that you need to take downtime. So when I was talking about the warrior spirit before coming through very strongly, I'm really noticing this sun rising in the background. That's your energy rising. Work with that energy. Work with when it feels that way, that passionate, burgeoning energy, and then also work with when it feels that it's dying down a little bit, and then it will come back again. I feel like sometimes we can have a fear that if we don't hang on to this energy and just keep going, that it will go away and it will never come back. But that's not the case. You know, if you think about sunrise, sunsets, we think about summer and winter, how the cycles, the seasons change. There are different times for different things, and so it's really important to engage with your inner warrior and make sure you know when that warrior or warrioress, I'm just using warrior because it's easier, know when it's time for that warrior to rest, take a break, take a breather, and perhaps even allow someone else to hold space for you. So you might book in for an energy healing session, or for a massage, or for shamanic healing, or something, some way in which you can have someone else hold space for you. Perhaps it's therapy, counselling, whatever it is that can help you through into the next phase, because that's what it feels like. This warrior is pushing forwards for the next phase, looking for the next adventure, the next quest. The word quest's coming through quite strongly. So let's pull another card. Yes. Queen of Wands, absolutely. That's that oomph energy that I felt before I started pulling the cards. She's sure about what she wants. She's very confident. She's very fiery, very passionate. And this archetype lives within you. And even if, as I was saying before, if it's something that you've had to push down earlier in your life or throughout your life, it's still there, whether it's been pushed down or not. It's still waiting to punch through that. I just had the vision of like punching almost through this film or like paper or something, bursting through, and then the words like setting light to the world just came through. So there are people in the world who need to see, feel, experience your particular brand of fire, your particular brand of passion. And when you allow people to see this, to experience this, it inspires them to do the same. It reminds them that they can also harness that fire within themselves. And it's almost as though when we allow ourselves to be this confident and step forward and shine and let people see us, it gives other people permission to do the same. So whatever it is that you do, whatever it is that you're feeling to put out there and launch yourself into, then it's feeling like it's absolutely, you know, the right thing for you to do. It's just a case of managing that fire. So I'm getting this vision of like turning up and down a flame almost on a gas ring or a gas hob on the cooker. You can turn it up and down and it gets bigger and smaller. It's knowing how to work with that energy. And I just had the words come through that, you're not too much. If you've ever been told that you're too much or felt that you're too much, you're not at all. So you can turn that flame up. If you have got those reserves of energy at the moment, turn that flame up and allow people to see that and shine brightly. Something that's coming through with that as well is remember to also protect your energy. So when you do begin to shine more brightly, more people are attracted to you, and not everybody knows how to source their own energy from themselves or from nature around them. They have built up a habit over the years through their life of wanting to siphon other people's energy. And I'm not talking about this in a kind of blaming, shaming way. Many of us have done this actually throughout our lives, and maybe we've shifted and changed and we don't do that anymore. Or maybe it's a habit that pops up now and again. But I'm not talking about blaming and shaming people for doing these things. It's a habit. It's the only way that they know how to get energy. And a lot of it is subconscious. So just remember that as you shine more brightly, you may have people come in that want to kind of take. There may be takers around, unbalanced taking, imbalanced taking. And so just remember to use that energetic protection, putting that, you could call it a force field around you, so you're glowing and you're shining, you don't have to hide. At the same time, you've got this containment, this protection around you. So let's pull another card. And I just had the words like the warrior. The warrior carries a shield. I don't think the warrior in this card has a shield, but that's what I'm picking up on anyway. A shield or armor that keeps you safe. And interestingly, in this next card then, we have an open heart. We have the magician bearing his heart to the world. And when you have this protection around you, you are safe to be able to do that then. And this is coming from a space of confidence as well. This is coming from a space of knowing who you are, why you're here, what you want to do, what you're meant to do. And so you can walk out into the world, you can step out there with your heart, I'm going to say heart on your sleeve, and know that you are protected. You've also got good people around you, that's what I'm picking up on. And I want to say that the right people will find you at the right time. That's how it works. But people aren't going to find you if you're hiding away. So you need to show yourself to the world. That's what I'm picking up on from this card. And of course, this is the magician. And he's creating his reality in an open-hearted way. And again, the more that you walk out into the world in this kind of energy, the more that you inspire others to do the same. So whatever it is that you're creating, whatever it is that you want to manifest, whatever it is that you're working on, whatever's calling to you in a passionate way, move into that with your heart open and allow the world to see your gifts and your amazing qualities. Because you are here to, I'm picking up that you are here to help others, but the way in which you've helped others in the past has been detrimental to you and to your energy levels and to your health. This is you, and number one, the magician, stepping into a new way of doing that. You're stepping into a new way of assisting and supporting others without completely draining yourself, and that is huge. Many people here are learning this lesson. Carers, healers, coaches, counsellors, learning how to not give too much and not burn themselves out. So you have this magical quality about you as well as this burgeoning warrior energy. There's also the magician who knows that he or she has the power, the connection to the energies around them that they can use, that they can harness to create beautiful things in the world, and that's what you're going to do moving forwards. I almost feel as though bringing these two together, let's say that, I know she's a queen in this deck, but let's say that she's the warrior that we're talking about, or the warrioress. I'm picking up like Boudica vibes. So like she is here for the protection of this magician. So you move forwards in this open-hearted way, in a loving way, in a caring way towards yourself as well as others. You have your boundaries here which are upheld by your inner warrior. So it's you protecting you at this point. I feel like you're becoming, almost like becoming fearless. And to be fearless doesn't mean to be without fear altogether. It just means to fear less. You fear less things than you used to. You've moved through a lot of things. And if you look at this card, you know, we've got the moon card here, the moon on the water. I was talking about these fears coming up to the surface. There are less of them now. There may be some deep-rooted ones that are still there, but I feel like a lot of the, let's call them mini fears that come to the surface now, you can brush aside and say, oh yeah, I know I have that fear, but I'm still going to move forwards. I'm still going to be this person, even though I have those fears. Because I've faced these fears before and I've managed to move through difficult, challenging times, and actually things worked out fine. Often we have these conversations with ourselves, you know, keep coming back to, yes, I feel afraid, I feel fear, but I felt scared last time, so I'm just going to do this anyway, and I'm going to be okay. And that's a good way to speak to yourself through this time. Oh, okay, so this one. Page of Cups. Yeah, you're holding yourself gently through this time. It's an interesting mix of energies, so this is you holding yourself protectively, gently, looking into your soul as well. There's been a lot of introspection, that's what I'm feeling. And the reason that you now know what you want to go ahead with and who you are and how you work and what your purpose is, the reason you know all of that is because you have spent time, I kind of want to say, swimming in your emotions. You've spent time investigating who you are. You've spent time connecting in with how you feel. And now you're holding, this feels like some kind of prize. And you know, I mentioned a quest before. This is feeling like the Holy Grail almost. And this is actually what you've been finding within yourself. And the more that you've found this, the more that you are able to then find that in the outer world. And that's what you're working on manifesting with this Magician card. There's a really interesting mix of tenderness and fierce energy coming through with these cards. And again, I feel like this is the spark, the strong and fearless you that is protecting this, I almost wanted to say mushy, this very soft part of yourself. And you can be all of these things, you can be all of these aspects and archetypes. So I also want to say, don't just exist in this energy, you also need this energy, which ties in with the healing. You also need downtime and rest and time to dream, so that you can dream in the next phase, and then you can push ahead with that warrior energy, and then you can rest, and then you can heal, and then you can push ahead again. So there's really a big sense of this balancing out between action and rest, and action and rest. But you've absolutely got this, whatever it is that you want to go for and move forward with. This is the time to start to take those steps. And you may have already started, but I'm really getting a sense of the heat, the light being turned up at this time. So go for it and tap into that warrior energy as much as you can. So thank you for watching. As always, my links are below in the description, and I hope to see you here again next time. Take good care of yourselves. Much love. Bye bye.